Today's lesson is about irrational and complex roots of polynomial functions. We have a conjugate root theorem for polynomials. All irrational and complex roots appear in conjugate pairs, which means if a plus the square root of b is a root of a polynomial, a minus square root of b must be a root too. If a plus bi is a root, then a minus bi must be the root. Think about conjugate multiply. We have a plus b times a minus b. That will be a squared minus b squared. While a plus bi times a minus bi, it equals a squared plus b squared. Now let's go to 12. This time, negative 3i is a root. We have a conjugate root theorem. For polynomial functions, irrational root and a complex root always come in pairs. For example, if negative 3i is a root, which means 3i is a root too. If square root of 3 is a root, means negative square root of 3 is also the root. Therefore, for 12, we know negative 3i and 3i are the roots. We get the factor form. X minus c is a factor form, so x plus 3i times x minus 3i. We know a plus b times a minus b equal to a squared minus b squared. A plus bi times a minus bi equals a squared plus b squared. Therefore, for this one, we have this is a, this is a b, a, b. So a squared, that's x squared plus 9. 3 squared is 9. Therefore, for this time, we got to do long division. We have 3x third power minus x squared plus 27x minus 9. Remember, no missing power. So for x squared, you have to add 0x here. We got x squared plus 0x plus 9. For long division, first of all, remember no missing power for both numerator and denominator. Divide means the first term divide. Therefore, I circle the first term. We got 3x third power over x squared equals 3x. We got 3x here. Then drop down this 3x third power because these two multiply. That's 3x third power. Then you got to do these two multiply. 0x times 3x, that is 0x squared. Then 9 times 3x, that's plus 27x. Then remember, change sign, adding. We got negative x squared. This is gone. This will be 0x. Then drop down, minus 9. Negative x squared, that is the first term now. So divided by x squared equals negative 1. Negative 1. You can stop over here because we are looking for the quotient. This is the quotient. If you want to, you can just get the negative x squared plus 0x minus 9. We got the 0. But you don't have to do this step. Therefore, we factor this polynomial as x squared plus 9 and 3x minus 1. The roots will be x equals plus or minus 3i and 1 over 3. Now let's go to 13. Since square root of 3 is an irrational root, according to conjugate root theorem, negative square root of 3 is also the root. Therefore, we got the factor form x minus square root of 3 and x plus square root of 3. Multiply according to x squared minus the square root of 3 squared, we got the x squared minus 3. Then we got to do long division. X third power plus 2x squared minus 3x minus 6. Add 0x for this denominator. We got the x squared plus 0x, then minus 3. Long division, the first term divide. X third power divided by x squared equals x. So we put the x here. Then we got this part is x third power. Then we got to do multiply. 0 times x, that means 0x squared. Then negative 3 times x, that will be negative 3x. Hinge sign adding, this is negative. Here is a negative plus. We got 2x squared plus 0x minus 6. We need to add 2 because 2x squared divided by x squared equals 2. We can stop here because we know x plus 2 is the factor. Therefore, for f of x equals x squared minus 3 times x plus 2. For the roots, we already got plus or minus square root of 3, and from here we can get the negative 2. Now let's go to 15. For the 15, according to this conjugate root theorem, we know that 3 minus I and 3 plus I are the roots to this polynomial function. We need to write down factor form. Remember, x minus c is a factor form. So x minus, put the parentheses, x minus, put the parentheses. So get rid of this parentheses. We got x minus 3 plus I. And x minus 3 minus I. Then we multiply these two factors, x minus 3 plus I times x minus 3 minus I. Just do the FOIL like this. You will get the x squared minus 3x minus xi. Then you go to this one. You will get minus 3x plus 9 plus 3i. Then go to this 3 now. You got the xi minus 3i minus I squared. When you get the I squared, remember equals negative 1. Therefore, this is a positive 1. When you combine like terms, remember any number with I or with the square root will be cancelled out. So this is gone. This is gone. Then we reorganize x squared. Combine like terms, that's minus 6x. Then we have this 9 plus 1, that's 10. After this, we go to use long division to do divide. X to the fourth power minus 10x third plus 35x squared minus 46x plus 10. Then you divide it by x squared minus 6x plus 10. Divide means the first term divide. We get the x to the fourth divided by x2. You will get the x2. So we got the x2 here. This will be x4. Then multiply. You will get the negative 6x third plus 10x squared. Remember, change the sign adding. You will get negative 4x third plus 25x squared. Then drop down minus 46x. Then divide, first term divide, we got negative 4x third power divided by x squared. You will get negative 4x. So negative 4x. You will get this one is a negative 4x third power. Multiplication here. You got positive 24x squared. Then from 10 times negative 4x, you get the negative 40x. Change the sign adding. So you will get x squared minus 6x. Drop down this 10. Then first term divide. You will get the x squared divided by x squared equals 1. So plus 1. This is another factor now. Therefore, for f of x equals x squared minus 6x plus 10. Then you have x squared minus 4x plus 1. We already got roots from here is x equals 3 plus or minus I. For this quadratic function, since we cannot factor, you have to use a quadratic formula. We set up x squared minus 4x plus 1 equal to 0. A equals 1, B equals negative 4, C equals 1. Therefore, for x equals 2 times 1, 4. Negative b means opposite of b plus or minus square root. Negative 4 squared minus 4 times 1 times 1. So you get 4 plus or minus square root 12 over 2. Square root of 12, you can do 4 times 3. So 2 square root of 3, because square root of 4 is 2. We organize 4 plus or minus 2 square root of 3 over 2. Common factor is 2, so we got 2 plus or minus square root of 3 over 1. Therefore, we can write down the roots as 2 plus or minus square root of 3. This is all the roots to this polynomial function. Now let's go to 16. 3 minus the square root of 2 is a 0. According to this conjugate root theorem, for irrational roots always come in pairs. Therefore, 3 plus square root of 2 is also the 0. We will write down factor way x. Always change the sign for both. You will get the minus 3 plus square root of 2. Then you get the x minus 3 minus square root of 2. Then we do the FOIL. We got the x squared minus 3x minus square root of 2x. Then go to this negative 3 now. Minus 3x plus 9 plus 3 square root of 2. Then we go to this square root of 2 plus square root of 2x minus 3 square root of 2 and minus 2. Remember, whenever you see the square root, it will be cancelled. If it didn't cancel out, which means you made some mistake. Now I can get the x squared minus 6x plus 7. Now we got to do long division. First step, first term divide. So we got the x fourth power divided by x squared. You get x squared. So x squared. This will be x fourth. Then do the multiplication. Negative 6 x third power plus 7 x squared. Then change the sign, adding. Cancel out for this. So we got 9x squared. Drop down minus 54x. And also drop down this plus 63. For this first term, you will get the 9x squared divided by x squared equals 9. So I add 9. You will get the 9x squared minus 54x plus 63. Change sign, adding will be 0. So we got the x squared plus 9 is a factor. We got f of x equals x squared minus 6x plus 7 times x squared plus 9. We already got x equals 3 plus or minus square root of 2 as the root. For x squared plus 9, we set up equal 0. This will be power pattern. Therefore, we got the x squared equals negative 9. Then do square root both sides. You will get the x equals plus or minus. Negative sign will be I. Square root of 9 is 3. So we got plus or minus 3i as the root. So this will be the solution.